Hello everyone, in today's class we'll understand the chapter This is Jody's Fawn. So what happens in the story? It's a very interesting story of a small boy who adventured for something that seems to be impossible. So in the story, Jody's father is beaten by a snake and he quickly kills a doe. Doe means a small young one of fawn. And he uses that animal's heart and liver to draw out the poison. So they draw out the poison, and luckily, Jody's father could be saved, named Penny. So he was saved, but unfortunately, as they had to kill that animal, so he was died. And his young one, the fawn, those young one is fawn that was left orphan. So Jody the small boy wonders what will now happen to the little fawn, and he talks about that, pleaded in front of his parents for saving his life. So here the story goes. Jody allowed his thoughts to drift back to the fawn. He could not keep it out of his mind, means he could not forget the incident that the small young one of the fawn was orphaned now. So what is to be done? Means so he could not stop himself. So and he had held it in his dreams in his arms. He slipped from the table and went to his father's beside. Means the boy Jody went to his father. So the boy father's bed and asked about father's health. And his father, that is Penny, he was just lying in rest. His eyes were open and clear. Means he was okay. Penny is his father who was actually beaten by a snake, and just to suck the poison out, they used the liver and the lungs of that innocent animal and they killed it. Though his father's life was saved, but still the boy Jody was not happy on this because they had to sacrifice one animal called doe, and its small one was fawn. So he was worried about that fawn. And his father's eyes were open, but still they were dark and dilated, means enlarged. Eyes were still, means still the effect of poison was there. So Jody asked his father, how are you feeling, pa? And father answered that, fine, son. And he said, old death has gone thriving elsewhere. Means the old death, the death that was very near to come, has gone and gone somewhere. Thriving means secretly the death went away. So that was really a lucky episode. Now, and then father says that it was a very close save, means it was a narrow escape. Son said yes, he agreed. Penny said, I'm proud of you. So his father appreciated Jody for the way he kept his head up. Keeping head up means here remained cool. Means when definitely someone's near one is in risk, the small children generally weep bitterly. So he kept his cool. For that, he was appreciated by his parent, and that was actually needed at that very point of time. Now he says, Pa, yes, his father said, please speak. So he said to his father, do you recollect the doe and the fawn? So he reminded his father that your life is saved, but do you remember anything about that doe and that fawn? Doe means the mother of that uh, deer, the small deer. So that she deer is called doe, and fawn is that younger one of that deer. So the child asked about that, and you can see the image in your picture. Father said, yes, I can never forget them. the poor doe saved me, because that animal only saved his father. You can see his father lying on the bed, and that's certain, for sure. Pa, the fawn may be out there yet, and the child, that is Jody, he asks about that fawn of that small young one of that deer, and he says that father, the deer cub may be still there, and it may be hungry and very scared. Means the mother is killed to safeguard father's life. Now the small young one of that same deer is left wandering in the jungle. So the small boy called Jody is actually worried about him. So he asked his father to help that small one. Father also said, yes, he also supposed so. Then the child said that he is an elder boy now and he don't need his milk. So he was ready to share his part of milk to that small one. Means he requested his father to bring that uh, fawn back to home from the jungle, because he is now orphan and he should be given the child, that is Jody's share of milk. And he requested father to bring it there and raise it. Raise it means to grow it up. Penny lay quiet. His father be quiet for some time and staring at the ceiling. He just looked upward for a while, because he may be thinking at that time. Then he said, boy, you have got me hemmed in. Hemmed in means you have caught me in a situation where I can't say no for the sake of child's, wish. Because there is no reason to say no, because that young one's mother only saved his life. And the boy requested that it won't take much means much money or much thing of them, so it will soon start eating leaves and acorns means that brown nuts or leaves around, and he will grow up itself. The father said, you are smarter than boys of your age, means you are more mature than the boys of his age. He is of small age. So we took its mother and it wasn't to blame, definitely. So father also admitted that we killed his mother, so definitely the boy is not to be blamed, that small kid to be taken care. Surely it seems ungrateful to leave it to starve. Son, I can't say no to you. I never thought I would live to see another day. And the father showed his thankfulness. He said that he never thought that he would live the next day, but luckily he is alive today because of that deer. So he said, deer means not taking care of the deer's small one, that is called fawn here. It will be thankless, ungratefulness, if they would not take care of him. So now father was ready with the opinion of the child. Can I ride back with the mill wheel and see if I can find it? So the child requested his father seek the permission to go to that jungle with mill wheel, and requested his father that he want to get the animal back. So the father said that he need to tell his mother and go. He sidled back to the table and sat down. His mother was pouring coffee for on the pots. So the child said to his mother, Ma, Pa says I can go bring back the fawn. So he admitted that father is ready to send him to jungle and requested his mother to give him permission to go to forest to bring that fawn back. She held the coffee pot in midair, and mother's coffee pot was in midair in the air, and she thought about what was said by child. What fawn? The fawn belonging to the doe was we killed. Child said that they killed the fawn's mother, that is a doe, she deer, I mean. And the child said that he feels that they use that doe's liver, that animal's liver, to draw out the poison. And because of that only the father was saved. So mother said, well, for piety's sake, for God's sake, yes, they could save the life. Now the child says, so mother admitted this, that for God's sake, father's life was saved. Now he says that The child added to the recommendation. He said that father said it would be ungrateful if they would not save the young one of that dove called Fawn, and if they will leave it to starve, it will not good. Doc Wilson said, "That's right." And Doc Wilson also ready with them, maybe a family member. He said to his mother that nothing in the world comes quite free. There is nothing in the world that is free. Means if they took the life of that young one's mother, it is their responsibility to take care of its young one. So that's why he said that there is no free cup of tea in this world. The boy is right and his daddy is right. So Doc Wilson also agreed with this. Millville said, "He can ride back with me." And Millville was ready to take the small kid to the jungle. He said, "He can come with me and ride. I will help him find it." She set down the pot helplessly. Mother was not ready to send him to forest. That's why mother set down the pot helplessly on the table. But what can mother do? She was in a perplexed situation now. Well, if you'll give it your milk, we'll got nothing else to feed it. So mother said to the boy, "The child, if you give your share of milk to that fawn, we don't have to arrange anything extra for him." Millville said, "Come on, boy, we have got to write." So Ma Buxter asked anxiously, "You will not be gone long." So mother said to that small kid or Millville that they will not go long, far away in the jungle. And he promised her mother that he will not go long. Means mother was worried about the child because they are going to jungle to search for that fawn. So mother was worried about them and mother said they will not go far away. Jody said, "I'll be back before dinner." And he said that he will be back before dinner. And the child promised her mother that he will come before dinner. You can see the line here. Millville mounted his horse and pulled Jody up behind him. He said to him, "Millville, do you think the fawn still there?" And the child was worried about that fawn. So he says that, so he asked his companion that if he also thinks the fawn may be still alive and there at the place where they killed its mother. Means he was wondering about that animal. "Will you help me find them?" And he requested Millville that if he would help him to find that fawn. Means the young one. This is Jody actually who is highly worried about that fawn. That's why he put all these requests to his companion. "We'll find him if he is alive." "How you know it's he?" And Mill Wilson said, "We will definitely find him, but he should be alive." They were still not sure if he is alive or not. So that was actually the problem in there. And he asked one more question to Jordy that how he could say that it was a he, it is a male. He answered, "The spots were all in a line." Means there were spots and those all the spots were in a line on his back. So that may be identification that he is a he fawn. On a dove fawn passes, the spots are every which way. Means in a fawn that is female, there the dots spots are in different direction. Every which way means anyway in different directions. But with the fawn that is a male, these spots will be in a line. So this way we'll end up the first part of this. We'll understand this much only today. There are a few comprehension questions. You all are expected to please try they all answer it by reading it one and again. Read it one then more time. Prepare your answers well. We'll continue the remaining part in second video. Thank you for attending it. Stay safe and enjoy your reading.